my hair now.
Welcome to the Daughter Dearest Podcast with Simone and Olivia Canego, making the world a better place one conversation at a time. Mom Simone and daughter Olivia share authentic discussions about everything under the sun, including those things you might be thinking about but feel uncomfortable talking about. Thanks for tuning in. Now here are your hosts, Simone and Olivia.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of the Daughter Dearest Podcast. I'm Simone Canego.
And I'm Olivia Canego.
And obviously, we are reunited.
Well, for those listening, we're reunited.
Oh, yes. Yeah. If you're not watching the video, you don't see us. But yeah, we are together in my quote unquote studio.
It's more professional than mine.
Yeah.
Mine is simply my bedroom. At least this is a private space, I guess.
I'm in the corner of a playroom. So, this is my private place. It doesn't need to be a playroom anymore, honestly, but
they don't play. It's like a storage room for past toys.
Yeah, it's kind of
like a better word.
It's kind of like a room full of crap right now. Honestly, it needs to be. Yeah,
redone. You should just take it over. Throw away everything. Incredibly fitting. Obviously, it's Thanksgiving on Thursday, and that's why I'm home right now for the holiday. Technically classes are still going on, but I have my schedule stacked because most people, I believe, do actually have class during this week. Even when you're in K through 12.
Yeah, actually, so the youngest three.
I was about
the youngest two don't have school all week, which is really great. And then Ari, who is in college, he's a freshman, and he has school he's got school Monday and Tuesday. So it's like,
I think it's always so silly, especially for college, because of travel. Like, it's so expensive.
Yeah, it's so expensive. Like if they could come home the weekend before, it's always cheaper.
Oh, it's so, yeah. I don't know.
But colleges are not thinking about price points.
No, of course not.
I don't create the calendar.
Why would they?
No. But Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
Yeah, it's my Olympics for sure.
Her Olympics.
Like it is the time of year that I care the most about.
Yeah. Well, because it starts the holidays.
Yeah, I love the holiday. I mean, it starts the holidays, but it's also like the best holiday. I mean, besides my birthday, if you can consider that a holiday. Obviously, I do. But, I mean, nothing compares to it.
It is such a weird thing, though, when you think about it, right? So you cook all of this food for days. Like, we started cooking today for stuff.
Yesterday, actually.
And it gets still eaten in 15 minutes, just like a regular dinner. I know we talked about this on our cooking episode, and I was saying that I'm uninspired, but when it comes to Thanksgiving, I love cooking for Thanksgiving. Yeah. I love everything about Thanksgiving. Well, almost everything. I mean, sometimes like the family dynamics become a little wonky, right? Because when you think about it, when family comes together and they haven't been together in a while, it can get a little wonky. So we have wonkiness that happens.
That's a kind way of saying it.
Well, it's
wonky.
It's wonky, I mean, again, you come back together, especially for our kids. So, right now, really, we have 2 kids living at home, and then the rest of them come back into the picture and have to figure out, okay, what's the hierarchy now, right? It's not like the oldest has the top of the rank anymore because
that's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. But honestly, my least favorite part about Thanksgiving. The cleanup.
Oh.
I don't know why you didn't bring that up. That's probably the worst part.
Yeah, I don't like the cleanup either. But you know what? Your dad is really good at cleaning up.
It probably would hurt his feelings to hear this, but I genuinely mean it. He's good at cleaning up. This is like not like a dig at all. He's so good at putting things away right as he uses them. Only in cooking, though, mind you, by the way. Doesn't happen outside of the kitchen. Maybe it happens in the OR. I'm not familiar with him in that setting, but in the kitchen, he's like already has the dishes done before the meal is over.
And I never do that.
I'm not like that at all.
And it's a point of contention with us because he's always like, how do you not clean as you go? Like, I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. Like, it's so efficient to just wash the dish right after you use it. And I'm like, well, but I got busy doing something else. And he's like, well, what else could you be doing? I'm like, 15 things. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't like the cleanup of Thanksgiving. I mean, the next day, because we always like, because we have a really big group. So this year we're going to have around 30 people. So we basically take everything out of our living room, the couches and stuff, and set up all kinds of tables in there and chairs. And so then the following day, we'll still have all of that stuff to put away. So it's not like the dishes will be done Thanksgiving night, but then we still have the full cleanup to do for the rest of it. Sorry about that. That was one of my kids calling, and it's on Do Not Disturb, but that didn't seem to work. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, the cleanup is kind of one of the worst parts, but
Yeah.
it's just part of it.
I don't know. It's just like the day Thanksgiving happens is like it's the start of everything fun of the year. Like the day after, you get to put up the Hanukkah tree because obviously we don't technically put up a Christmas tree. Also, just so everyone knows, I like to say this. I feel like we could like world record it for sure, but I believe that we have the largest collection of Jewish ornaments. There's not a Christmas ornament that goes on our tree. We probably have over 50.
Yeah, I mean, every time we see one,
I always go into a Christmas store to see if they have any. And now I've gotten to the point that if they do have any, because it's like 50-50, some of them do, some of them don't. But when they do, they're usually ones that I already have. So like I can't even grow the collection anymore because it'll be like, oh, like here's another jelly stuffed donut. Yeah. Or like here's another bagel or a Star of David. And I was like, I already have all of those. Chill.
Yeah, they need to become more creative with them. But, I guess how many people are putting up Hanukkah?
Yeah, there's a niche. There's a niche. I saw one last year that, because people do crazy things for their trees now. Now we're going to a different holiday. Yeah. Off topic. But just real quick, they made a menorah looking tree.
Oh, I've seen those.
That's like, and that's
pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, back to the holiday at hand. So my favorite part about Thanksgiving is definitely the cooking over the eating. Mm-hmm. I do believe that you can't eat Thanksgiving food any other time of the year, though. It wouldn't taste as good.
Yeah, it's a weird thing when you think about it that we really don't eat it any other time of the year.
No.
Like I've never made a turkey. I mean, maybe I've made turkey breast like one other time in my life that, but
it's not yeah.
Yeah, we really say that for
It's
Thanksgiving.
Also crazy that like, well, what else I eat turkey club, like the turkey deli meat.
Yeah, deli meat. But I'm talking about like a turkey dinner.
Yeah, like, and then since we don't do the Christmas dinner, we don't do like the stuffing again throughout the year. Mm-hmm. I mean, we'll have mashed potatoes and gravy because everyone loves that. And if you don't, come on. Wait, actually, I'm not going to spread that lie. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, because Noah does not eat.
I was about to say, even Noah likes mashed potatoes. Okay, never mind.
That's not true.
But yeah, so we only get it one time of year.
Yeah.
So or the days following if there's leftovers.
I mean, basic things that we only eat that time of year are the turkey, the stuffing, and cranberry sauce. I mean, other stuff, you eat throughout the year.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever eaten
I've never eaten cranberry sauce outside of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I never have either.
I don't know if I've definitely had cranberries outside of Thanksgiving, but never cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy though that like turkey farmers are able to survive throughout the year just based off of one holiday?
Well, what's the statistic on that? I forget how many.
I have
millions
no clue.
of turkeys.
Let me look.
It's kind of gross when you think about it, but.
Well, but that was back to I was looking at some data about Thanksgiving earlier from YouGov. That's from 2020, so pretty recent. It was a rank system for like what the top food is, and my top food on Thanksgiving is not turkey, but apparently everyone else's in the country is turkey.
Yeah, mine is not turkey either. Well, I mean, I like turkey, but I don't. That's like for me, the stars of the meals are the sides.
100%.
I don't know why.
Yeah, but 83% of people voted turkey as their number one.
83%.
Yes.
Wow.
And the second, can you guess?
Stuffing.
Mashed potatoes. It's stuffing.
That's interesting.
Then it's rolls. And then number 5 is ham. Listen, I don't know who eats ham on Thanksgiving, but we do not. I would never put ham on my Thanksgiving table.
Well, lots of people do. That's why they have a place called Honey
Baked Ham. I just don't
ham.
think I like ham. I think that's my thing.
Well, I mean, that's different. I mean, people do like ham.
It's just the idea of sweet meat, I guess.
Well, it doesn't have to be sweet meat.
I've never had not sweet ham. I've only had sweet ham.
Well, maybe that's the problem right there.
Okay. Sure, you just identified it.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I would assume
People
that's
like tofu
no,
on
they have
Thanksgiving.
it's 13%. I would assume it's like the vegetarians and the
Okay.
vegans and the meat alternatives. But this list also had things from other cultures, such as like plantains and black-eyed peas and tamales and
Okay,
collard
that's good.
greens. So like Southern culture mix, a Mexican mix. That's like why I really like Thanksgiving, or at least in our house, is that we always have some non-traditional aspects as well and pulling in other cultures.
Yeah, we not always pulling in other
Other cultures. Yes, I guess that's not the right
but we
word.
do have non-traditional elements. I mean, we had a few years where we had a family that joined us and they would bring
Dumplings.
I can't even think of the word. I haven't had them in so long and they were so delicious.
Like handmade dumplings, like
Oh my
hundreds of them every single
They
year.
were so
But
good.
I think that's the origins of Thanksgiving. Listen, I don't think they represent the holiday now, but the holiday now I think is like one of the most American holidays if you think about it. Like it is a melting pot, and it should be a melting pot dinner of everybody who comes together because everyone is kind of expected to bring something.
Yeah.
And it's just like a time to like rejoice. Guess not rejoice, to be thankful.
Yeah, time to be grateful for the people around you, what you have.
Yeah. So, and then another stat I found was what people are grateful for. So nearly 9 in 10 American adults feel that they're very thankful every year, or this is from 2021. So I feel like that's a really good stat. But the 21, so it might be a little because of COVID, because they're probably that was different.
That's probably a time where.
But I feel like family always rolls out because I think so interesting. Like you're grateful for family, or you're thankful for your family, but it's something that's just given to you.
Yeah, but then when you look around and you see families that aren't so close, then I think it does make you even more grateful.
I think so as well.
Yeah, I would always say that's the thing that I'm most grateful for, even when it's wonky. That
all of us were able from all of our separate lives now to come and together in one room.
Yeah. And we're really lucky. Everybody is coming this year. And that'll get more difficult as they get older and they get married and they're going to have to split their time. I already told them that they can do other holidays with the other parents, but they have to come home for Thanksgiving to me. Not that that's really going to work, but I say it out loud anyways, hoping that the more I say it, the more it will.
I mean, like in my head, the compromise has always been like, well, your family can have Christmas because my parents aren't going to do it anyways.
Yeah, well, that's if you marry someone who isn't Jewish, right?
Well, yeah, or marry someone that doesn't celebrate Christmas. I feel like a lot of Jewish people still celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, I guess they do. But yeah, I mean, I really just love Thanksgiving. I mean, the favorite part for me is, I'm still not going to say it's the cooking, but it's
the prep, the vibes the morning of.
Yeah, it is really
the vibes.
It's the
we're not a football family. Well, I'm a football person. And I would say I'm the only one because my dad doesn't really watch anymore. Jacob kind of watches. I don't know if Ari watches anything. Noah does basketball and the other girls don't care. And I don't know if you care. I don't think you care.
I don't care.
So we're not the kind of people that have the game turned on all day. And we've done the Macy's Day Parade in New York. We did it one time and we're like, okay, that was something. And we never watch it on TV.
No,
I've never seen it. I don't really get it. I mean, I worked for the company that puts it on.
I mean, it's pretty cool when you think about it. Like
I saw a really terrible video about it the other day from years past. I don't know if you've seen it, but one of the Barney ones ripping in half while they're throughout the parade. Like the Barney balloon just tore in half during the parade. Oh my gosh. That'd be traumatic.
That would be
some
traumatic.
Little kid out there is like,
oh
my God.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's a cool tradition though.
Yeah, right? But our tradition isn't that. Our tradition is waking up. I'm usually the first kid up, I would say, maybe Millie, but I'm the first kid downstairs. Everyone's already cooking. The windows are always open on Thanksgiving because for some reason, usually I'm going to cross my fingers.
Yeah,
and hope,
big time.
Please. Usually it's the best weather that we get on Thanksgiving, and there's always able to have like a cross breeze to the house, which is always so nice. And then there's always just like the same people that come. Well, there's different people, but there are core members besides our family.
Yeah, we have a core team of people who come, and then we do have different people each year.
We have regulars and guest stars, if you will.
Yeah, regulars and guest stars. Yeah, I like it that way. But it's nice because the people who are coming will bring something, and we like doing all the we like doing a lot.
See, that's the thing. Even if I was to host as at my apartment, like I would still want to cook all of the dishes because I love it, or most all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And so this year we're doing 2 kinds of turkey, and we're doing rack of venison. So
for the mains.
That's kind of unique.
Yeah.
And then we are doing a few appetizers, and that's the discussion. And I would love people's thoughts on this.
Oh, yeah, because everyone is against us in this. Actually, you're against me.
No, I'm not against you.
Okay, never mind. My dad is so anti-appetizer on Thanksgiving. He wants to cut the whole thing. But we have this tradition. For the last probably 7 years, we've done oysters.
Yeah.
We always do oysters on Thanksgiving. And it's like I couldn't go without it. That's an appetizer, though. You can't move that to the main course. Appetizers are the best part. You're not eating dinner until 6 p.m., but you're not going to want to eat breakfast. I'm a big no breakfast on Thanksgiving. Eat while you cook.
I agree.
Like snack as you go, but you do need the appetizer at one point, so you're not like 4 glasses of wine in and then your head's on the kitchen floor. Listen, we've had holidays like that. Not for me, but for some family members. I won't name names.
We'll discuss some funny things that have happened. But yeah, I would say that it became a big discussion this year in our house if we were doing appetizers. And
I was like, why is this even a discussion? Like, of course we're doing appetizers.
And then we took a vote, and then we asked the rest of the kids what they wanted, and they all named an appetizers that they wanted.
Yeah.
And then Rob was like, no charcuterie.
Yeah. Like, I texted everybody,
okay,
what do you guys want? Jacob said 2 things. We always do melince, which is a traditional like Croatian noodle thing, I think.
Yeah, it's like a
noodle dish. The word of describing it.
Gravy on and stuff, yeah.
The second one that he asked for is charcuterie. He asked for 2 things. Obviously, I'm going to give him both of those 2 things.
Yeah. And Rob was like, no, we don't need charcuterie. I'm like, we don't need any of this
No,
stuff.
Of course. But the whole point is that it's like extravagant and extra. And we do like 2 turkeys because who does 2 turkeys? We do 2 turkeys.
Yeah. One whole roasted, one spatchcocked and smoked.
Wrapped in bacon, mind you.
And then venison. Like, yeah. So
we go extra.
So why not do the
Another discussion that was brought up this year that I quickly shot down was doing more quantity of sides versus like more number. I don't have to say that.
Like
more
less
servings
sides
each
with
side.
More servings.
But
I like
trying.
I like having different things on the menu.
I am glad we were on the same page with this because the boys were coming after us. And by the boys, I mean my dad and his best friend.
Yeah, they were like, we don't need this, we don't need that. And we're like, okay, well then
it's our Thanksgiving.
We're leaving.
Chill.
But we have it settled because we just said we're doing what we want to do. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like what are they going to do? What are they going to do?
I mean, trust me, they're helping with cooking. It's not like they're not, but
I feel like they're outside, we're inside. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, they run the grill and they do the oysters, chef the oysters and stuff, and
we're all the inside, and Dad's on drinks usually.
Although Jared does the green bean casserole usually too.
You're right, he does. Yeah. Okay,
so we're kind of a mix, but just so you know, people, we are not getting rid of the appetizers.
No, that's not happening. Although I did have to limit myself on desserts this year. If I could, I would make 10 different pies.
Well, I kind of feel like we're going to have a lot more than we thought because so that was the other thing when we talk about pies. So my mom said she was going to bring
a pumpkin pie and a cake and brownies.
Well, first it was a pumpkin and brownies. Then it became pumpkin, brownies, and a chocolate chip cake,
which are the best.
Yeah,
by the way, really my friends even love that recipe. It's so good.
And then she said, oh, instead of making 2 pumpkin pies, I thought I'd make a fruit pie. So now she's going to bring a pumpkin pie, a strawberry rhubarb pie, chocolate chip cake, and brownies. And then I had already decided to make an apple crumble.
I'm making a pavlova because Emma's gluten-free. So it's an easy gluten-free dessert and it's delicious.
Yeah. So.
Oh, and Jacob's girlfriend is making a pecan chocolate
pecan pie. So if anybody needs dessert, come over to our house.
Well, if anyone needs food, period, come over to our house, which is another thing I would like to bring up to tell the story of the worst Thanksgiving of my life. Okay. That was incredibly dramatic, by the way.
We're gonna take a break before we go on to that, and we're gonna talk about my
oh yeah. I saw this one today.
This is a good one. So Freaky Florida. This is very, very exciting for me, and I'm hoping there's a way to go watch this. But so according to US News, first ever Florida Man Games will feature beer belly wrestling and evading arrest obstacle course. But I have to read it to you. It ain't the Olympics, but a group of Floridians plan to host competitions themed according to the collective antics of the beer-loving, gator-possessing, rap sheet-heavy, mullet-wearing social media phenomenon known as Florida Man.
I like how they included mullet wearing. It's very valid.
I know, right? Organizers of the Florida Man Games, like this is serious stuff, people.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Describe the competition as the most insane athletic showdown on earth. The games will poke fun at Florida's reputation for producing strange news stories involving guns, drug, booze, and reptiles, or some combination of the four. Among the contests planned for the next February in St. Augustine, Florida.
We should go.
And that's what I think we should go. We should do an episode from there. According to the organizers, are the evading arrest obstacle course. This one was my favorite. Evading arrest obstacle course, in which contestants jump over fences and through yards while being chased by real police officers.
Oh, the police are. That's even better. That the police are taking times out of their jobs to participate.
Like, this is real.
It really
this
shows you
real.
what's happening in our state.
Okay, the next one is the Category 5 cash grab, in which participants try to grab as much money in a wind-blowing booth.
Oh my God, of course.
And the self-explanatory beer belly wrestling.
No, that's not self-explanatory.
I know. I'm like, are they naked?
Do they have to have beer bellies? Are you drinking beer so it's in your belly beforehand?
Yeah, I guess it's just big men with big bellies. This isn't just a competition. It is one of a kind Floridian spectacle. The Florida Man concept crept into the nation's consciousness a decade ago with the @FloridaMan Twitter account. The account with the tagline, "Real life stories of the world's worst superhero," has been home to headlines such as Florida Man firebombs garage that impounded his car, hits his own vehicle, and Florida Man tried to pay for McDonald's with weed. General admission tickets to the event are going for $45. Two former stars of the 1990s television show American Gladiators have agreed to serve as the referees. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that.
My thing is there gator wrestling? Because I confidently told her the other day, and I still believe this, that I could fully wrestle an alligator.
Okay, and I disagreed with her, but yes, I believe there is going to be gator wrestling as part of it.
I love that.
Don't hold me to that.
Do you think the beer belly wrestling is like the same as the like? Do you think those guys are also participating in the gator wrestling?
I don't know, but that would be fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I mean, it's probably a big liability, though. Like when you think about it, wrestling a gator, like if it attacks you, who's responsible for that? Or do you sign your life away on a form? Maybe.
You definitely have to sign a form.
Well, you got to sign a lot of forms.
You got to sign a ton of forms. There's no way.
Anyways, I thought that was very exciting to see that the things that we talk about on each episode, that we have our Freaky Florida, that there's
it's manifested into a full who's going to be the best.
Yeah, who's going to be the best at
being a Florida man.
At the Florida Man. So I kind of think that we're going to have to take a detour, a trip up there.
Maybe they'll let us MC the whole event.
Yeah,
we should reach out.
We should reach out.
Why not?
And we should say that we do a thing each week about
and I think would be
Freaky
really
Florida,
engaging.
and
let's
see if we
my
can
life.
And we can set up a booth there and
that'd be hilarious
and do episodes from it. That would be really fun. Anyway, so okay, back to Thanksgiving and back to
the worst Thanksgiving
moment ever in our Thanksgiving history.
There's been a lot of bad moments. Not funny bad moments. Okay. When I said that, the first one that came to my head, are you gonna guess what it is?
When your dad
fried.
Go ahead, say it.
My dad tried to fry a turkey one year in peanut oil, and I don't even know what happened. There's just this picture of him laying on the sidewalk, like after.
I mean, he did okay.
He did okay. It was just like the most stressful experience that I've ever watched.
Yeah. I mean, he was like, I'm going to blow up the house. We had a ladder. We had like a pulley system. It was horrible. Anyways, but the one for me that comes to mind was the time he burned his eyebrows off.
Oh my God. I forgot that he did that.
Yeah. You have a green egg and you got to burp it. So you got to, take the lid and move it up and down, just a little bit of air first. Cause if you just open it, it's like a firebomb comes out. And, he had a couple of glasses of wine and that firebomb, luckily all it did was take off his eyebrows.
Yeah.
I mean, it took off his eyebrows.
No, they were gone. It wasn't like a subtle trim. Like they were gone. And we just didn't really say anything because
we laughed at him at first.
But after a while, it was just like there was alcohol consumed. You got to be sensitive feelings.
Yeah. We had to be sensitive to his feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
okay, so
my worst Thanksgiving moment, my most memorable worst Thanksgiving moment is that someone who regularly comes over to our Thanksgiving, who I actually do like as a person, made the decision to throw out all of the Thanksgiving leftovers.
Yeah, the decision was made because, the food was sitting out on the table. Well, hello, that's what leftovers are. They were sitting out, right? And they were getting packaged up. But before we knew it, I don't know what we were doing.
I don't know what we were doing.
But we came in the kitchen and it was all gone.
Like, I think I actually cried. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think I cried.
I mean, if she could have taken it out of the trash can, she would. But we were like, no, it's too late. You can't take it out of the trash can.
Yeah, that was an awful moment because, I mean, the average American, 47% of Americans expect to have at least one meal for 2 to 3 days after Thanksgiving consisting of leftovers.
It's like what you look forward to. You
Yeah,
make the
47%
for
2 to 3 days. That's a huge stat. But that's what you're making. I mean, for us at least, we're making 2 turkeys. The average family is making a whole turkey. Whole turkey can't only just like feed a family of 4. That's a meal for weeks.
Yeah. And then you make the leftover sandwiches
and
with
then
the
like
stuffing
the soup with the carcass. We do everything. We keep it all. I think you usually do the soup with the carcass.
I always make soup afterwards.
Yeah. But I thought only 15% of Americans do not expect to have any leftovers. So,
and I think, if people are going to someone else's house, sometimes, like I always say to people, please take some of the food home with you.
Yeah, of course.
But sometimes maybe there isn't food to take home, or they're like, oh no, I don't need to take anything. They really wanted it, right? Like,
I know. I hosted, even just as in general, when you have host dinner parties, when I had, I did a break fast for Yom Kippur at my apartment, and my cousin and her roommate came over, and not that they're that much younger than me, but they're still like their sophomore year of college, so like dorm food and like not having a kitchen. And so her friend was like, oh, I don't really want to take anything. I was like, girl, I don't eat the kugel. Take it all home. And she literally took the whole thing. She's like, this is so amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah. Like, yeah, of course.
People want the leftovers.
And if it's not going to eat it, especially like we're making 2 turkeys for 30 people. Like 2 turkeys left over, we're not going to eat all of that. Like, take it.
Yeah.
No. You're the person that you're going to their house. If they've invited you over and they're a very kind person, they're going to want to give you food at the end of the day.
Yeah, if they're feeding you, they're going to want to give you food to take home as well.
Yeah, especially for Thanksgiving. They don't want the leftovers.
Yeah.
Well, they want some of them.
Well, they want them, but they don't.
But they don't want them to last more than 5 days, because then it's like,
yeah, it gets a little boring.
It gets a little boring, and then after a while, you're like, you think this is good? Like, is this still good? I don't know.
Yeah, I like 2 days, 2 to 3 days of leftovers is what I like.
So I'm gonna bring up something, and I think you know it. The moist maker from Friends.
But yeah, for the first,
you're scaring me.
You don't know? Okay, for a while, and I think Ari still does this. On Thanksgiving, my younger brother would always put the Thanksgiving episodes of Friends on. In one of the episodes, it's a whole thing. Monica's the chef, and she's talking about the sandwich that she makes for Thanksgiving, and it's called the moist maker, and like it's this amazing Thanksgiving sandwich, and that they put like the bread dipped in gravy in the middle of it. And then the whole plot of that episode is that his sandwich where Ross's sandwich gets eaten, and he's like so upset because it's his one sandwich of the year.
Oh, it got eaten at his work.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I do remember that episode.
Do you think that would be a good approach to Thanksgiving leftovers? Or are you more of a traditional, like, don't repurpose it, eat it as is?
No, I like the repurposing. I think it's cool to make a sandwich out of stuff, but I never thought about putting like a piece of bread dipped in gravy.
No, well, I don't like soggy bread, so
yeah, but no, I like repurposing stuff. I mean, maybe in the sandwich way. I'm not the kind of person that will take turkey and make it into like turkey salad, right? I mean, I do it with chicken, but I don't know.
It's different with turkey, though. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it.
I would take it and make a soup,
Yeah.
If I wanted to repurpose it, but
okay. Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, that's like one of the things I really look forward to are the leftovers. Like
for sure.
The next morning, I'm like, stuff.
Oh, even like, you eat dinner. Like, I feel like we are usually 4 to 5.
4 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah. So then by the time it's like 8 or 9, and usually like the older people have headed out and the younger people have had too many glasses of wine, you want a whole another plate of food. Am I wrong? Absolutely not.
You're not wrong, because again, we don't eat breakfast.
No.
So
you're really only having that one big plate of food.
Yeah.
And then the amount of alcohol you're having, or at least in our family.
Yeah. Well, we got a nice wine cellar. We tend to drink it.
Yeah, and people tend to drink it.
Yeah, I know. You put out that's another really interesting thing. When you put out wine, or when you put out beer, and it's not at your own house. I mean, we drink, it doesn't really matter, but people definitely drink more.
For sure.
I would love to see the statistics on that.
Like, that'd be a good one. Like, how much do people drink when it's theirs versus like someone else's?
Yeah. And and also probably they drink more when it's social, right? So if you're going to someone's house for an event.
Oh, and it is social,
right?
and you just keep drinking and drinking, and then it's like 3:00 in the morning. You're like, what? Why am I on the floor?
How did this happen? Yeah. How did this happen?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've had some really funny things at Thanksgiving. We've stopped doing, we used to do, what are you thankful for? We used to go, but there's too many of us to do, what are you thankful for?
Yeah. And you know, after a while, everyone says the same thing. I'm thankful for this delicious meal. I'm thankful for my family. Like, we get it. We all know. Just say your thank you. Say thank you to the person you're thankful for. Yeah. Or to the thing you're thankful for, if it's not a person.
And then we would do toast before a meal.
We don't do that anymore because I feel Dad's going to call us another Picking on Rob episode.
He hasn't listened in a while, so I think we're okay. But he had a bit too much to drink
1 year
while he was cooking. Was it the year of the eyebrows?
It was the year of the eyebrows and the $400 wine bottle.
Oh, right.
All in 1 year.
Yeah.
He burned off his eyebrows. He gave away a $400 bottle of wine. Luckily, it was returned. And he gave this very drunken speech. And don't get me wrong, I don't remember it, but I've done the same thing 1 year. Not at Thanksgiving, at a friend's birthday, but I don't even know what he said.
Yeah, I just know that he was.
Millie was so mad at him. I remember that.
Yeah, he was. You know, we've all had our moments, right?
Oh my God, I mean, yeah, of course, that was just his.
But yeah, so now when anytime we talk about Thanksgiving, he's like, I don't really like talking about Thanksgiving because it brings back that memory. I'm like, it's my favorite holiday. We have to talk about Thanksgiving. Yeah. Got to get over that, man. It's in the past.
You talked a little bit earlier about wonky family things.
Yeah.
And I wanted more stats, but
I like stats.
At least, I feel like our Thanksgiving and family holidays never get into politics.
No, we don't talk about politics.
And I think in my head, apparently every other family did, but according to this data, only 19% of US adult citizens have ever had arguments about politics at Thanksgiving. And only 13% of those have had a Thanksgiving ruined by a political argument.
Okay. So 19%. So that's
but in my head, it's just like, there's this it's pretty low considering there's this I don't know the right word, but there's this idea that every family holiday boils down to a political argument. But it's not even like we don't even have an unspoken rule to not talk about politics. We just don't, because it's like we barely see each other, or we barely see. I mean, obviously I see you a lot, but there's people in that room I barely see. So it's like we take that time to catch up.
Yeah, and why would we want to sour? It's a day that you're thinking about how grateful you are for things, and the last thing I would want to do is hurt someone's feelings or offend somebody on a day that I'm really grateful for having everyone there.
Politics is just there's unfortunately no way with the conversation and the current state of the world that it wouldn't be an upsetting conversation, or it wouldn't be what's the right word? It would not be an easy conversation to have, regardless if it was good intentions or making someone feel bad. So there's just no point in really having it, I guess.
I'm curious what the stats will be for this year, because I'm wondering if it's going to be different with everything that's happening in the world. If it's gonna, I know it's broken up a lot of friendships already. What's happening in the world? I wonder if it's going to
break up,
ruin a bunch of Thanksgiving dinners.
And I hope not, because I don't know. Thanksgiving is just I hate to be well, it's the one day of year, therefore you shouldn't talk about it. Obviously, I still think you should talk about it, but we've talked about in the past, there's a time and a place for everything. And I think that Thanksgiving is not the time and place, or at least in our house, it's not. Our house is okay, guys, just be really kind for today.
Well, I want you to be really kind to every day.
But yeah, but politics, they do make people uncomfortable, and some people at least.
Yeah, and I don't see why even bringing that into the discussion matters, right?
No.
There's so many other things that you can talk about.
Yeah,
that
literally anything else. You could talk about the pardoning of the turkeys. That's a little weird that we do that. Yeah. And I'm sure. I don't believe that they go out to a farm and live their days out. I'm sure they just put them back in the cycle next year.
No, they say there's a real thing.
Okay, I government can that's call me a conspiracist. I don't believe that. I refuse to believe that. That is it also is just a silly old tradition. Like, what is that about?
Pardon one turkey. What about the millions?
Yeah, like it's literally doing nothing. Not to be like, oh, that life with turkey doesn't matter, but like it could feed a family.
Yeah, well,
that would be a better thing. Like,
I would really like to know what happens to the turkey, right? Like,
yeah,
is that
is
really
it going to
true?
be experimented on in the
lab? Is there like a specific White House farm that the turkey lives its days at?
Can you imagine? It's just like instead of pardoning, they actually have to adopt a turkey. So by the end of the presidency, every president has 4 turkeys.
That would be pretty funny.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what do they do with them?
I have to bring them home, I guess.
Yeah, you'd have to.
I don't know how long turkeys live
turkeys
for.
Are quite friendly too.
What?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
But okay.
We got to do our research next time and talk about turkeys again.
I guess.
Okay, on to you.
Oh, and so you want my story?
Yeah.
So my keeping up with the country, I chose one that's very fitting. So we're all familiar with Black Friday, but have you heard of Brown Friday?
No.
So the day after Thanksgiving is actually dubbed the busiest day of the year for plumbers. There is a 50% increase in service calls on the Friday after Thanksgiving and a 21% increase that entire weekend.
Okay, that is hilarious.
Yeah. So it's not just because like your holiday meals are stuffing up your toilets. It's a host of other things. That's usually like clogs in kitchen sinks, shower drains, and toilets. And so like most of the time the stoppages were already there, but like you have such an influx of cooking and things going down your drain, and
I think a lot of people
using your toilets.
Pour the grease down the drain
for
too.
Sure. Don't pour your grease down your drain.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
So
I had never heard of that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And more people in one house. So yeah, 50% increase. It's the busiest day of the year for plumbers.
Well, you got to think, I mean, we're having 30 people in our house and then we have all of you guys staying here plus one more. And typically these days we have 4 to 5 people staying here. So we're not going to have 10 people staying here. So then obviously there is an increase in the flushing.
That's a big one as well. So this one says holiday guest, but something silly, a common source of clogged drains, and I didn't know this, peeled potatoes in the kitchen sinks. So peeled potatoes in the garbage disposal pulverized into a sticky, starchy goo that chokes off the drain pipe. And rice has a similar effect.
Oh.
So big in holiday prep. I've never knew that. That's a big one.
Actually, my plumber, well, not my plumber, but the guy, we have a septic tank still. And he said, don't put anything down the drain except for water in terms of like in the kitchen sink. He's like,
said, never dump fats or oils down the drain.
Put everything in the trash. Don't.
And the best way to do it is let your thing cool off and just wipe it down.
Yeah, wipe it down and then throw the
paper towel. It's a pain. I know it's not easy. Don't put it down your drain because it'll cost you way too much to go and get that fixed.
Yeah.
This is a funny little bit they put in here. It says, keep a plunger in your bathroom to save your guests from the walk of shame to ask for one after the clogged toilet.
Have you ever had to do the walk of shame? I guess not during Thanksgiving because you live here.
I'm trying to think if I've clogged someone's toilet at their house before. And we've talked about my friend's story, but I don't think I've ever clogged someone's toilet.
The only time I clogged a toilet was at a hotel and it was bad. And I literally had to call the front desk and it was embarrassing.
Like I've clogged toilets in my own houses or circumstances and been able to like undo them, but never like ask for a plunger, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good tip. Leave a plunger so that your house guests don't feel bad.
A really general tip, just leave a plunger in your bathroom. Yeah. People, it's just an awkward thing. Like someone's going to clog your toilet. You don't want to know that they clogged your toilet. They don't want you to know. Just leave it in there. You can like guess probably what they're doing, but just we don't need to talk about it. A little funny bit.
Yeah.
Brown Friday.
I won't forget that one.
Yeah, it's going to stick with me.
Literally.
You're bad. Now I'm gonna remember the potato peels thing too. I would never even thought about that.
But that makes sense. It totally turns into like a little
starch ball. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a lot of cooking still to do. I mean, we did a little so far. We did cranberry sauce.
Yeah, just like prepping stuff.
We did the cornbread to do. We're doing a cornbread stuffing this year. But we have a lot to do.
We do.
We start brining the turkeys tomorrow.
What do you think is the most controversial Thanksgiving food?
That we're eating or in general?
In general. I have an answer. I think you and I probably have the same answer.
What's the most controversial food? According to who, though?
Okay.
The world?
I don't know. Yeah. I feel like
for what we're eating
for Thanksgiving.
I don't know. You
What?
tell me.
Okay, I was gonna say sweet potatoes and marshmallows.
Oh, I thought you
Like,
meant like from a not a political standpoint, from like an environmental
oh
standpoint,
no
not
no
from
no,
like
like
a
controversial, like
flavor.
flavor. Like, do these people
Oh,
like it?
I agree.
It's split in
It
the
is
middle,
a
I would say.
very weird thing, but I know people like it.
I know people love it.
I don't
We've
understand
never done it.
like when they do the sweet potato casserole that's like mashed sweet potatoes covered in burnt marshmallows or
I
like
actually don't
melted
think I've ever
marshmallows.
eaten it.
Well, because we don't cook
I
that.
can picture
So
what it can taste like though, and I don't think I would enjoy the combo.
it's just sweet
I've
on
never even
sweet.
had sweet potato pie actually.
I've had sweet potato pie. I like sweet potato pie. But yeah, I don't.
And is it posing as a savory dish? Like, am I supposed to assume this is a savory side dish? At least with sweet potato pie, I know it's a dessert.
It's a weird thing. I mean, it's just like Jello salad.
Oh,
Right?
that's on the list of most popular foods at Thanksgiving. I can show you what,
Louise.
like, people are into it.
Yeah, Jello salad. And you put like people put like celery. Okay, I hate celery to begin with, but they put celery in Jello salad. I
Jello,
don't even
34% of Americans think that's their top dish.
34% of Americans
Or
think
that's
Jello.
34% win, I guess. I don't know. So this is respondents were asked to choose the better of two dishes in a series of head-to-head matches. The figures shown are the number of times each dish won their matchups.
Okay.
Okay, the fact that Jello is beating, I guess, like, yeah, Jello beating tofu. Sure.
Well, that's fine, but if it's beating like mashed potatoes
it's beating lamb. I'd rather have lamb than Jello.
Yeah, that's just weird. But I don't know. I do agree that the sweet potatoes covered in marshmallows is controversial. I don't understand it.
Like, I know everyone has their own traditions, but I don't think the sweet potatoes and marshmallows is a tradition. It's like a traditional American food for Thanksgiving. Like, that's not like a family tradition to do that. Like, our family tradition is that we do oysters.
Yeah.
It's different than marshmallows and sweet potatoes. And maybe someone out there is like, you're just sleeping on this amazing dish. And maybe I am just sleeping on it.
Maybe we need to try it. I'm not going to make it, but maybe we should try a bite from someone's house.
Oh, how much? Okay, we just have time. We don't. I want to bring up one last thing before we have to go.
Bring it up, because we don't have your calendar, so we can do it without the calendar.
Well, real quick, is that Sarasota, Florida is home to what, Mom?
The turducken, baby.
So for those of you who don't know, Food Network's when Guy Fieri had Dives, Dine-In, Drives, he went to this place called Alpine Butcher House, Alpine Steakhouse. And they have this thing called a turducken. And it's a chicken stuffed inside a duck, stuffed inside a turkey.
Or something like that.
Yeah,
isn't it
turducken.
Okay, you're right.
So, and then each layer in between has like stuffing. So it's like a chicken and there's stuffing, and then it's rolled over, and then that's cooked, and then it's placed onto a layer of stuffing that's layered onto a layer of duck, and that's like wrapped up and cooked, and then that's stuffed into a turkey that has stuffing.
Yes. Turducken.
Yeah, we've never had one, and
we were going to try it this year, but she was anti the turducken, so we didn't do it.
I think it would make me throw up. I think it would be too much meat.
People try.
Well, I've looked
at take a tiny little piece.
I've looked at the cross section of it, and it just looks unappetizing.
Well, it's all over the country. You see them everywhere. They're like, it's supposedly good. I don't know. I've never had it, and
yeah,
maybe one day. It's like when I was at someone's house one time for Thanksgiving, and they had sugar coated bacon, and I was like, that can't be good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, of course that's good.
It was so delicious. So I don't know. I don't want to knock it until I try it. So, and I should probably say that about the sweet potato casserole thing too. Like, I should probably try it before I make it. I can't make an educated decision about this Thanksgiving food without actually trying it.
That's fair. I can't completely commit, but in my head, I don't think I would like it.
Yeah.
Maybe I will though.
Well, we are going to go cook. We're going to go, we have a lot to do. So we're excited to get started on our massive menu of stuffing. And what are we making?
Today?
No, in general.
Oh.
So we got mashed potatoes, stuffing, green bean casserole. Someone's bringing sweet potatoes.
Someone's bringing a salad.
Brussels sprouts,
pudding.
Salad, corn pudding, rolls. We're making rolls this year, which we usually don't make rolls. But
is that all the sides we're doing?
One of the people that is coming said their favorite thing about Thanksgiving is the different kinds of breads, and I was like, we better make different a bread kinds. Then. I know.
Like, we never do breads. Period.
We're gonna make one bread, some kind of fancy rolls. No, I think that's pretty close to what we're doing. I think there might be a couple of things.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But we got a lot. We got a lot, and we're very thankful for not just having the friends and family over, but that we are able to celebrate Thanksgiving.
For sure.
And we're thankful for our audience. So please keep listening. If you like what you hear, please share us with your friends, and we'll catch you next time on the Daughter Dearest podcast, which I don't know if we'll be together, but
I feel like we'll do the next episode together.
Okay, so we'll have one more episode together, and then after that, she'll be back in her cave in New York. So take care, guys. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Daughter Dearest Podcast with Simone and Olivia Canego. We hope this episode has made your day just a little bit brighter and given you the inspiration you need to confidently go about your week. Always remember to be authentically you. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode, and feel free to connect with them on Instagram at Daughter Dearest Podcast, at Simone Canego, and at Olivia Canego. Till next time.